Yeah, hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Alien Crusader from Beyond Heavens, and we are reacting to Ben Shapiro's comments about the retirement age of 65. And here we go. See what this schmuck has to say.
And let's be real about this. It's insane that we haven't raised the retirement age in the United States. It's totally crazy. Joe Biden, if that were the case, Joe Biden should not be running for president. Hey, Joe Biden is 81 years old.
But we're not talking about Joe Biden, are we, Ben Shapiro? We're talking about the average American citizen. And the retirement age shouldn't be raised. Everyone should be rewarded to the toil of their sweat and blood. So I don't know why Ben Shapiro here is bringing up fucking Joe Biden, a guy who's going to be making a living till the day he dies because he is president, a man who's also going to have Secret Service protection everywhere he goes for him and his family. Meanwhile, as Americans, when it comes to self-defense, we have to get our own hands dirty and depend on ineffectual police departments and other people to keep us safe. But let's keep going.
The retirement age in the United States at which you start to receive Social Security and you are eligible for Medicare is 65. Joe Biden has technically been eligible for Social Security and Medicare for 16 years, and he wants to continue in office until he is 86, which is 19 years past when he would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old.
According to your opinion, asshole, some people work factories, some people have extraneous jobs. Maybe some people would like to enjoy the sweat and blood of their labor. And this is coming from a guy who let's face it, because of his Jewish heritage, is always going to have business, is always going to have connections and networks with his people. Most Americans don't have that. We can only depend on ourselves and our own networking and communities and family and friends. We don't have this grand network of Judaism, okay? And it's this fucking guy. I'm getting angrier and angrier.
Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. Everybody that I know who is elderly, who has retired, is dead within 5 years. And if you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job and they stop working, things go to hell in a handbasket real quick. But
so a guy that's always quoting facts, figures, and statistics, and facts don't care about your feelings, is just spouting bullshit. Where's he coming up with this? Like, normally I don't want to be one of those guys, but cite the source. This is just a overprivileged piece of shit who talks politics and does podcasts for a living. Meanwhile, other people who work their asses off 5 to 9 or whatever the job may be should have a right to their retirement, and that shouldn't be raised. And that's what the people pay in for. This asshole doesn't pay into it. The government doesn't. The only people who work hard and put into their own retirement are should have access to that period, even if it is 65. So
put all of that aside, just on a fiscal level and on a logical level. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt established 65 as the retirement age, the average life expectancy in the United States was 63 years old. Today, the average life expectancy in the United States is close to 80.
And so that doesn't mean people should be working their entire fucking existence. And again, this is coming from overprivileged talking head plutocrat who has connection to the Judaic network, who won't have to worry about fucking money issues or problems or loans or losing his house, so on and so forth, because he's connected to a privileged class and he is part of the elite. I'm going to say that. And he's part of the privileged elite. Meanwhile, so this fuck wants to raise your guys' retirement because it's fiscally irresponsible and because people were different 65 during like Delano Roosevelt.
It's totally insane that you believe that you should be able to work from the time that you are essentially 20 to the time that you are 65, which is a 45-year period, pay in, and then you will receive Social Security benefits sufficient to support you and your family, you and your wife or whatever, for like another 20 years. That's crazy talk.
It's not crazy talk because they paid into it. Fuck nuts. This is their retirement. And of course, leave it. Again, I can't preface this enough. Leave it to some elitist schmuck that wants to steal your retirement, extend your retirement, and keep you from the hard labor of your sweat, blood, and tears. This guy See, and this goes to show you that parasites are on the left and on the right working against you, against your freedom, your peace, and even your retirement. Fuck this guy.
That is not fiscally sustainable.
You know what's not fiscally sustainable? The $58 billion a year we give to the defense of Israel. That's not fiscally fucking responsible. Ooh, am I touching on a nerve there? Or how about the fiscally responsibility of, sending millions and billions over to fucking Ukraine, a corrupt nation that's getting mired in a war that's losing pretty handedly. All the tanks, equipment, weapons, and money we're sending over there just so Zelensky, a corrupt piece of shit, can suspend elections, persecute Christians, and pay off political opponents $38 million. So he doesn't have to deal with political opponents. but you... The reward of your blood, sweat, and tears is not fiscally responsible. Interesting take, Ben Shapiro.
The notion that if you have to raise the retirement age to 67 or 68, that everyone is going to fall apart. My parents are that age. My parents are not retired.
Well, your parents don't really apply to everyone else. Everyone else, oh my God.
And they shouldn't retire. It would be very bad for them to retire.
Well, your parents aren't the same as fucking everyone else. Your parents don't have the same life expectancy and issues and drama and experiences. So this guy, just because his parents are doing well, it should apply to everyone else under them. Fuck you, man.
By the way, it's disrespectful to people who are 67, 68, 69 years old to suggest that they are in the same shape as people who are 65 were in 1940.
You know what's disrespectful? Grifter piece of shit like you that's trying to raise the retirement and deny people their retirement because it's not fiscally responsible and because you wanted more tax for goddamn foreign wars or whatever other horse shit you and your cabal of elites, right, left, or whoever the fuck you represent, to keep going about your power of control. Regardless of your political opinion, you should be able at 65, the minimum retirement age, that is your reward, again, of your blood, sweat, and tears. And this shouldn't be increased. It's
not true at all. Have you met a 65-year-old lately? 65-year-olds are not old in the United States. They're not. 68-year-olds are not old in the United States.
But some of them have had some pretty hard fucking lives and put up with a lot of shit for that retirement. Fuck you, Ben Shapiro. And this is why, regardless of politics, left and right, they're both enemies to your prosperity. They're both enemies to your reward. That is the most evil thing to increase the retirement age, regardless of fiscal bullshit or whatever reasoning Ben Shapiro's trying to pull out of his ass, or the leftist, or whoever else is responsible for this. I hear time and time again senators and other politicians say that these are benefits from the government. No. This is shit people pay into for the rest, the time they were working. They only work 40 years. Right? Shut the fuck up. And again, I see this, and Ben Shapiro is such a factual statistic, facts and figures and study kind of guy, and he didn't put anything forward here. It was all just conjecture and him applying his own bullshit opinion to increase the retirement. This is bullshit, Ben Shapiro. Fuck you. Anyways, that's my opinion. And facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, there was none here, asshole. It's all opinion and conjecture. And just in general, if anyone's for increasing the retirement age, I don't care the reasoning. Fuck you. Okay. But anyways, special thank you to these people for supporting this corner of the internet and allowing me to set aside some money for a retirement. But anyways, the retirement age should be left where it's at. It shouldn't be raised. It shouldn't be lowered. It should remain where it's at. And the government or the Senate or the world elite, you guys can get your own fucking money somewhere else. And you guys can fund your own wars. How about that one? But then again, so the retirement is a treasure chest, and that should be only touched by the people who spent their blood, sweat, and tears into putting into that retirement. Not government, not the Senate, and certainly not a podcasting schmuck who yaps his gums for a living. No, that reward is to the working class, struggling people, the middle class and the poor who were able to pour and pay into it. Not the elite, not Ben fucking Shapiro, not the right, not the left, not the world elite, not the New World Order, certainly not Jews or anyone else who dares rob the labor of the blood, sweat, and tears of the people. Don't carry your reasoning. Fuck off.